Let's go through this thing before it cuts again.
You know, a lot of people wanted me to talk about the Netflix purchase
Yeah.
of Warner Brothers Discovery for $82.7 billion.
Yeah.
And everybody on social media is looking at it in one particular way. Everybody on social media is looking at it in this one and only way. How does it affect all Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan? Now, I understand that tribalism runs deep in the IWC, but this definitely affects more than just the landscape of professional wrestling. I understand that there's a lot of people that want AEW to go out of business for one reason or another, but I don't think anything right now is going to happen to AEW as a brand. Today we're going to go over what this deal actually means as far as AEW and why you should really be concerned about Netflix purchasing Warner Brothers Discovery and what it means for Hollywood and the consolidation of a lot of different IPs and all the power that now rests in the lap of Netflix. We're going to go over that today right here on Off the Script. It is your Saturday, December 6th, 2025. This will probably release early for all my VIPs. Everybody else will get this on Sunday, the 7th of December. So if you guys are wondering why this is uploading late, it is for that particular reason. My VIPs are going to get it early. You know, a lot of people are looking at this in regards to AEW like this is going to kill AEW. I want to make it abundantly clear.
No.
Netflix is not going to kill AEW. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this probably a lot of times in this particular upload. The only thing that's going to kill AEW is AEW.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to kill All Elite Wrestling is Tony Khan himself. This is a problem that AEW has created. Netflix has nothing to do with the death of AEW.
Yeah.
They will die because of their refusal to change. What does this mean for All Elite Wrestling? $82.7 billion purchasing Warner Brothers Discovery. This will probably not be finalized until the third or fourth quarter of 2026. This is now pending all legalities and obviously government approval. So things could go awry and things could certainly change. In the time between now and then, Netflix might not even be looking as the purchaser of Warner Brothers Discovery. Something may happen and someone else may swoop in. We don't know. We don't know. Landmark announcement was made on Friday that will reshape the entertainment industry. Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery announced this week that Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers for a total of $82.7 billion. This deal was announced on the 5th of December, immediately raising questions about the future of AEW's television home, TNT and TBS. However, a closer look at the transaction details reveals that AEW's current broadcast partners will not be part of the Netflix acquisition. So what is Netflix actually acquiring? The deal includes Warner Brothers Films and Television Studios, HBO, and HBO Max. So that will definitely affect AEW. That's not their main home. Their main home is TNT and TBS, which will be unaffected here because they are not included in the overall purchase from what Netflix is buying. So HBO and HBO Max, all those, not including the Max numbers every week, yeah, that's going out the window. This means Netflix will gain access to iconic franchises and libraries, including Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, The Sopranos, which I still haven't watched yet, Jesse. Maybe one of these days I will. Friends, and the DC Universe. What's not included? TNT Sports will stay separate. Crucially for wrestling fans, TNT Sports and the cable networks that carry AEW programming are not a part of the Netflix acquisition. Prior to the deal closing, which is expected to close anywhere between Q3 and Q4 of next year, Warner Brothers Discovery will complete a previously announced separation of its global networks division into a new publicly traded company called Discovery Global. This separate company will retain TNT Sports in the United States, including TNT and TBS,
Yeah.
CNN, Discovery Channels, Bleacher Report, Discovery Plus,
Yeah.
and free-to-air channels across Europe.
Yeah.
This means AEW Dynamite, Collision, and other AEW programming will continue to air on networks owned by Discovery Global, not Netflix. What this means for AEW. AEW signed a new media rights deal
I
with
get
Warner
what
Brothers
Tim was
Discovery in
saying.
2024, keeping the promotion on TNT and TBS through 2028. Since those networks will remain with Discovery Global, AEW's current television arrangement appears unaffected by the Netflix acquisition.
Yeah.
However, the separation does create some uncertainty about the long-term future of the company. Discovery Global will be a smaller standalone company focused on cable networks and sports at a time when the industry continues shifting towards streaming. How that company prioritizes live sports and wrestling content remains to be seen. Meaning, in so many words, AEW will not get anywhere close to what they're making now, especially with them being down over 50% of losing their audience year over year over year over year, dating back to 2023. WWE and Netflix are clearly in bed. Obviously, mega money deal to bring Monday Night Raw to Netflix every Monday. This acquisition comes as Netflix has already made significant inroads into professional wrestling. Raw moves to Netflix in January 2025 as part of a 10-year deal, reportedly worth $5 billion. Netflix slow down with the drinking, you know what I'm saying? Years, making it 20 years total. Again, that remains to be seen if WWE will be with Netflix all 20 years. Streaming giants also produce wrestling adjacent content, including documentaries and the wrestlers docuseries about Ohio Valley Wrestling. With Warner Brothers production capabilities now under its umbrella, Netflix could theoretically expand its wrestling ambitions, though no such plans were announced as part of today's deal, nor will there be plans announced because that is at the bottom of the list of things to worry about as far as Netflix is concerned. What's the bigger picture look like? The transaction values Warner Brothers Discovery at $27.75 per share and is expected to close within 12 to 18 months.
I couldn't say my number.
Regulatory approval, Warner Brothers Discovery shareholder approval, and completion of Discovery Global. Netflix co-CEO framed the acquisition as expanding the company's mission to entertain the world, combining Warner Brothers' century of storytelling legacy with Netflix's global distribution reach.
Yeah.
For wrestling fans, the immediate impact appears minimal since AEW broadcast home will remain with Discovery Global.
Yeah.
The longer-term implications will depend on how both the new Discovery Global company and the Netflix Warner Brothers era combine their approach to live sports and entertainment programming in the years ahead. Now, I know Tony Khan was at the Ring of Honor post-show media scrum.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor had Final Battle. And apparently, Tony Khan was asked about this deal. And he goes on to say gibberish, as per usual with Tony Khan. And he goes on to basically give the same answer that Ariel Helwani asked about. He gave the same answer to everybody in the media scrum after Final Battle. Same answer he gave to Ariel Helwani. On Friday morning, reports came out that Netflix was purchasing Warner Brothers Discovery. So clearly, someone in the media scrum asked Tony Khan about how this will affect AEW and what he thinks about this impending deal. He said, and I quote, that he is right now in the process. It's too early to comment on anything that's pending. He didn't focus on the current situation with Warner Brothers Discovery, saying, I just want to say we have a great partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery, and it will continue for many, many years to come. We have years left on our remaining agreement with TBS and HBO Max.
Not bad.
Khan says he is proud of what they built and thinks that it's going to be around for a long time to come. It's going to be like this with Warner Brothers Discovery before anything else is settled out. I'm very excited for the future. He also pointed out the connection between the bidders and the National Football League. He stated, what I can say from the things that are public knowledge, all of the bidders on Warner Brothers Discovery are media partners of the National Football League and great media partners of ours. Everybody who has been in the running for this is someone we work with on the NFL side, So I have a lot of respect for all of them. We work closely with all three bidders in the mix, and we'll see what happens. End quote. He ended by talking about AEW's long-term status and its television deal. I only have positive things to say about our partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery and HBO Max. So, if you guys are in the camp of wanting AEW to die,
They're not gonna die.
they are not going anywhere anytime soon.
Nope.
Sorry to tell you.
Sorry.
They will be around at least up until the end of their contract with Warner Brothers Discovery, which will now be Warner Brothers or Discovery Global.
Yeah.
Discovery Global is what the sports section of that is going to look like.
Yeah.
My question to everybody is, with the HBO Max deal, that's obviously going to be consolidated, and everything that's over there is going to be consolidated and on Netflix. Netflix is going to take all of that and just kind of make it one. Could they realistically keep Dynamite, Collision, and all of their accompanying pay-per-views on Netflix? Sure, it's live entertainment. Everybody wants to get into the live entertainment realm, and live entertainment, especially pro wrestling, which is 52 weeks a year, and once a month if you're WWE with the PLEs, 9 times if you're AEW. I mean, that's live entertainment. That's extra income, and that's just really fresh, new content that's going to be recycled week after week, month after month. That goes for a lot nowadays. A lot of streaming services are looking for something along those lines. I don't really know what the decision is going to be, or if there's going to be a conflict of interest with AEW and WWE being under the same umbrella. The way that I look at it, just as a fan, I don't really see what the big deal is, but I don't know what Netflix and the people who run Netflix are going to do.
Let's say no to
Being at
AEW.
WWE, they're pumping a lot of money into WWE, and they don't want another competitor on the same platform to take away from the money that they are looking to recoup from WWE. Why would they want that?
They don't.
So I don't know how that's going to work. If there's going to be a conflict of interest, if AEW is going to be out of luck when it comes to the HBO Max thing, or if they're going to need to find a new streaming home for their pay-per-views, Dynamite, and Collision.
No.
I have no idea.
You do.
That's problem number one for Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Problem number two is Netflix is going to be in and around all discussions about contract negotiations, what's coming up, and who do we got to renew, who do we got to sit down and talk money with.
Yeah.
They're paying $82.7 billion
Okay,
for
we'll pay.
Warner Brothers Discovery.
I'll pay for it now.
So my question to you is, and this is where it gets kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
And this is where Tony Khan is never going to allow himself to feel weak in front of the media. This is where Tony Khan is not going to show his poker face here. He's going to say everything is great. He's going to lie and bullshit the media like he usually does because he doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know.
This is where it gets kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
AEW has seen a decrease of 15 to 20% year over year over year. They lost half of their audience from 2022, both in the overall viewership and the demo.
Yeah.
This is factual information.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what they're doing on TNT. I don't give a shit what they're doing on TBS, and I don't certainly give a shit about what they're doing on Max. All the numbers are fabricated. Every single member of the pro wrestling media has lied to you for Tony Khan. 500,000 is nothing more than a fabrication. It's a fucking illusion. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's anywhere between 25,000 and 50,000. 500,000. The number doesn't exist. It was pulled out of thin air, and someone reported it because they wanted to make AEW look better than they really are. Or maybe lobby for a job, because that's what all the content creators in the pro wrestling space seemingly want to do. They want to glaze AEW and speak so positively of AEW without speaking of the negative, because they think they're going to end up like Will Washington and get a fucking job sitting next to Tony Khan on the creative least of your concerns.
Yeah.
There may not be AEW for you to even want to dream, to aspire to be.
Where are they gonna go?
So don't give me this shit. Year over year, they lost at least 50% of their audience in totality over the last 3 years. I'm going to tell you guys one thing that is going to sit with you, and there's absolutely no one out there that is going to be able to rebut anything I said. Why would Netflix, and with this Discovery Global now, who could look at new leadership,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with the leadership of Warner Brothers Discovery, if they're going to be moved over to Net. I don't see why.
What would
Netflix
they?
is buying Harry Potter and Tussie
Yeah.
and all these other IPs.
They got them.
It's going to be ridiculous. They got their own people. They're going to consolidate everything. They're going to eliminate jobs. This is what people really should be worrying about.
Yeah.
The loss of jobs and everything else I'm about to go over about why this may be a bad thing.
I read USA Today already.
And everybody that's in that business and in that industry, you're worried about fucking Tony Khan
Yeah.
and AEW. Who gives a shit? This is much larger than AEW. It's much larger than pro wrestling. Netflix is going to acquire everything for $82.7 billion. Why on earth do you think when AEW is due for a contract renegotiation that they're going to get anywhere close to the 180, 190 a year, 180, 190 million a year, 600 million for 3 or 4 years that they got? Why do you think that they're going to come anywhere close to that number when they need to sit down and renegotiate with the people who are in charge of facilitating this Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery merger? Why do you think that? Because it's pro wrestling, because it's live entertainment 52 weeks a year and there's nothing like it? Give me a fucking break, folks. Tony Khan is the only thing that is going to kill AEW. Factual information. Netflix, a merger of Warner Brothers and Netflix, and anybody that's over on Netflix, because WWE's in bed with Netflix, none of these things are going to kill AEW. AEW will fucking dig its own grave because they refuse to change. Nobody is going to be able to give Tony Khan the money he thinks AEW is worth at the end of this current contract cycle.
Yeah.
Which leads them to go where? Where are they going to go?
They're going away.
WWE has closed off the market in so many different ways and have a piece of everybody's pie on a streaming service. They've spread their seed everywhere.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they've done.
Which they did.
They are in bed with so many different streaming services and so many different networks that Tony Khan is sitting there talking about all the people that were in the mix that are partners, media partners with the National Football League. Bro, this has nothing to do with the media partners that you may know or who you buddy up with the National Football League. This has to do with the fact that you have refused to change for the last 3 fucking years, and you lost your audience year over year to a point where nobody's coming back.
Yeah.
There are no signs of people coming back.
No.
And you've done nothing to generate interest to make a new fan.
They've done nothing with the go with it. They nothing to do with
I'm
it.
going to go back because everybody seemingly glazed Thanksgiving Eve.
They go glaze. They go glaze it too.
Everybody glazed. Oh, that's a great number for AEW. That's a fantastic number for AEW.
Lie. It's a lie.
The fuck are you looking at?
It's a lie.
The media, the wrestling media, man, I swear to God, you'll never see the amount of snakes that exist in this community.
Yeah, the snakes will go eat
so
mice.
far worse in the wrestling community than any other community that you may or may not know.
Yeah.
Snakes. Everybody
Yeah.
help themselves. Everybody's looking to be in bed with Tony Khan for whatever reason instead of calling out the bullshit when they see it.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Eve. Do you know what they did on Thanksgiving Eve?
Yeah.
Wrestling Observer shilled their narrative about AEW being up on Thanksgiving Eve. Up from where?
Where
The
what?
week prior?
Where?
The week prior, they did sub 500,000.
What?
According to the Wrestling Observer, they did 512,000 on TBS, up 4.3% from the previous week. Gee, I mean, is this something that we're celebrating now? I understand taking the small accomplishments and really kind of putting a highlight on them. You gotta celebrate the small
Go side.
512,000, up 4.3% from the previous week. The 18 to 49 demo drew a 0.10.
That's down to it now.
How do you look at that and say, yeah, but we're up? You gotta be out of your fucking mind.
They're down.
Do you want to know what they did for last year's Thanksgiving Eve episode?
What?
Thanksgiving Eve for Dynamite drew 536,000 and a 0.15 in the demo, 18 to 49.
Yeah.
So according to the Observer, they were up based off what they did last week.
What was
But if
that?
we go back and look at the Thanksgiving Eve episode from last year, they are very much down.
Yeah, they're down.
Where did those 20,000 people go?
They're gone.
Maybe they took an extra day's vacation for the Thanksgiving holiday.
They're off.
Now let's go back and look at the 2023 Thanksgiving Eve episode. They did 858,000 viewers and an 18 to 49 demo of 0.30. Where the fuck did everybody go?
They're taking a holiday off.
No, but everything is great. And everything is up. This is just a small sample size, folks, because usually I compare year over year over year. You got fucking people in the community spreading their narratives, their false snake-like narratives.
Not
yeah,
real.
AEW's up week over week. Bro, we're not looking week over week. We gotta look year over year. What are they doing compared to last year? They are very much down. You go back and look at last year's ratings and compare them to the previous year before that. They're down. So I ask again, when Netflix and the people in charge of Discovery Global, when they sit down with Tony Khan after 3 years is up here, and Tony wants to renegotiate with his great partners over at Discovery Global, do you think that they're going to get anywhere close to what they're making now?
Nope.
Tony Khan and AEW absolutely swindled Zaslav and
Yeah.
the existing management of Warner Brothers Discovery to sell his product to them as something as great as he thinks it is, and it's nowhere near where Tony says it is.
Nope. It's nowhere near it.
Otherwise, the ratings would be up.
Would be up.
Otherwise, the demo would be up. Otherwise, they wouldn't be filling out 1,200 seats in a fucking music hall somewhere after only 3 years ago they were putting 10,000 fucking people in every Wednesday's Dynamite.
Yeah.
So again, I ask for a third time, do you think Netflix and the people in charge at Netflix and Discovery Global are going to give Tony Khan anywhere close to what he's making now?
Hell no.
No, they're not. They are absolutely not. You want to know why? Because Tony Khan has refused to change. These people are going to be in the business of making their money back very quickly.
Yeah.
They're going to look at AEW down year over year over year over year and ask Tony Khan, what has he done in the last 5-6 years to offset the change of declining numbers?
Nothing.
Nothing will be done. They're going to look at the line sheet and see down, 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 down. Before you know it, they'll be in the fucking 300,000s. They've already gotten to the 400,000s.
Yeah.
They went from 6 to 5, and they're going to be in the 4s.
Yep.
These people are going to look at the numbers and see that they're not going up, and that they're only going down.
Yeah.
And if they're not going up, the number that they were paid for their big money deal on Warner Brothers Discovery and HBO Max, that incoming deal is also going to be significantly less than what they're getting now, because they refuse to change and have not changed, have not welcomed in new viewers, have not done anything
Nope.
to get a new viewership or increase the viewership. This guy has bought every single professional wrestling talent that money could buy, and nothing has changed.
He pissed it away. He pissed it away.
Every single major name that is not with WWE is employed by AEW. Whose fault is that? The guy wants to sit on Ariel Helwani's show and say, yeah, I'm in the weeds more now than I ever was.
What?
Everything runs through me.
What?
Ariel Hawani legitimately asked him who is on the writing team, what does the creative process look like. He mentioned one name and one name only, and that is Bryan Danielson. I don't know if that's just sheer stupidity from Tony Khan, trying to deflect away from the question, trying to protect whoever he's got. The way that I listen to it is, there is no fucking writing team. That's why he had nobody to name. There is no writing team. It all lies with him. He mentioned Danielson because Danielson is his consultant. He goes to Danielson in regards to everything.
Yeah.
Tony Khan is the end all be all.
He'll kill
It
AEW.
doesn't matter what happens.
He will kill AEW.
The only way the company changes and the only hope for the company to go up,
Yeah.
the only hope for the company to increase what they're losing now, is if Tony Khan removes himself from the equation.
He'll kill AEW.
Otherwise, AEW will fail.
Yeah.
They've already failed.
Yeah.
They're dying.
Yeah.
Whether you want to admit that or not, I don't really give a shit. The numbers prove otherwise.
They're going low.
There are a lot of people that are going to deflect. There are a lot of people that are going to turn the other cheek, and they're not going to listen to shit like this. Because Tony says everything is great, and like fucking puppets, they reiterate and regurgitate everything Tony Khan says. Everything's great. Everything's great. But the simple fact of the matter is, he may be sitting okay now for the next 3 years. Nothing will happen to TNT and TBS. But with $82.7 billion pumping itself into Netflix and Warner Brothers discovering incoming merger,
Yeah.
you think that Tony Khan is going to get anywhere close to what he's getting now?
Yeah. Nope.
He's lucky he got what he got when Warner Brothers was $40 billion in fucking debt.
Yep.
There is no hope for them.
Nope. No hope.
It's over.
It's done.
Everything that I said here cannot be refuted.
It's over.
Netflix is going to look at the decrease year over year and ask Tony Khan with a straight face, what are you doing to offset the change in declining numbers?
Yeah.
They're going to look at everybody he's brought in, they're going to look at everything that he's done, and they're going to look at every metric that is humanly possible for Mr. Analytic. He can sit there on Ariel Hawani's show or Busted Open or any one of these platforms and sit there and lie to everybody through his fucking asshole.
Yeah.
The only people now that will matter are Netflix. That's it. Netflix and Discovery Global, it is going to be a much smaller scale operation than what he's dealing with now. How much money are they going to have to just throw away and fuck with?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give Tony Khan $250 million because his product is so fucking great because he said so.
Why?
You know, that might have worked with David Zaslav.
Yeah.
That's not going to work with these people.
Nope.
And they're streaming home, HBO Max, it will be consolidated into Netflix. Everything that you see there will be on Netflix. What happens to them on Max, I don't fucking know. Not like they'll be losing much of anything anyway, because nobody watches over there. 25 to 50,000 people tops, if that. The 500,000 that was fucking thrown out there by Blowjob Bethel, Dave Meltzer, and the rest of the fucking shills,
Yeah.
completely fabricated garbage.
Yeah. Blowjob Betsy.
Do not believe a single journalist, quote unquote, in
Yeah,
regards to
blowjob
the
Betsy.
next numbers for AEW. When you see Dave Meltzer tweet out, so and so rating for Dynamite, they were up 20,000, they'll not include Max.
Yeah.
Bro, we see right through you.
Yeah.
We see right through you. Where are they going to land? Amazon? Where are they going to land? WWE's got Paramount, they got Peacock, they got CW, they got this, they got that, ESPN. I mean, where are they going to go?
Well, they're not going
Where's
to
it going to
Tubi.
go?
They're not
You're
going
not
to Tubi.
even Tubi.
Nope. Don't go.
Tubi can't even. The Tubi won't even take them. WWE falling off is on Tubi. Sling TV, I hear, is looking for some live entertainment, Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe Sling will welcome AEW Dynamite
Yeah. They
onto
will.
their streaming platform.
Yeah. They will use pay for TV. Sling TV.
Be smart. Nothing's going to happen to AEW in the immediate future, right? Next 2, 3, 4 years, nothing's going to happen to them. They got a safety net.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know what to tell you guys. Certainly, it's going to be a very interesting story to follow when their existing TV deal is up. And please keep a close eye on the declining ratings. Nothing has changed this year. Their pay-per-views are worse than ever. Their buy rates are worse than ever.
Right.
They're still filling out fucking music halls, barely fitting out these music halls. They can't even sell them out. Still holding residencies multiple times a year because they can't fill actual arenas to watch their product anymore because it's dead.
Yeah,
You've given the product
still die.
a bad name because you refuse to change. You've given the people the same product for the last 6 years. What exactly do you think is going to happen? We're living in an ever-evolving time. If you refuse to change, then this is the result. You either adapt, change, or fucking die.
Perish.
Exactly what's happening to Tony Khan. He refuses to adapt and change, and he's now looking at himself in the mirror saying everything is great. Meanwhile, the guy staring back at him is the fucking reason why they're fucking failing.
Yeah, man.
Let me know what you guys think about this.
Yeah.
You wanted my opinion on it. I've gotten several DMs and messages about this. JD, you going to talk about this? Well, before we talk about it on TNT, this is exactly my thoughts on the process.
Yeah.
So let me know what you guys think about it. Sound off in the comments below, and let me know what you think about this Netflix deal. By the way, I did mention that this goes beyond professional wrestling. Before I get out of here, consolidation, creating this media giant that we'll see with Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery, DC, Harry Potter, HBO, antitrust concerns. There'll be fewer choices and lower wages for workers, potentially shifting power from the theaters to streaming. This is even after Netflix pledged to keep supporting theatrical releases. This is going to be a fucking mess. A lot of people are going to be out of a job. They'll sit there and Netflix will tell them, nah, we're not changing anything. Everything's going to be all right. And in the typical corporate fucking garbage that we usually get, they'll say everything is going to be all right, nothing's going to change, and then 6 to 12 months down the line, they drastically change everything. Millions of people are going to be out of a fucking job, and the consolidation, movie theaters as you see it, may not even exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how this could have a detrimental effect on Hollywood, theatrical releases, the power that Netflix holds, increasing leverage with theaters, creators, unions. This deal forces serious antitrust challenges, critics fearing reduced competition, higher prices for consumers. Netflix, I guarantee you, whatever you're paying now, it's going to be up 75% by the time this deal goes into effect. To all you WWE Fed heads, get ready to pay more to watch Raw.
Yeah, do well.
And everything else. Stranger Things and fucking Love Island and Love is Blind and all the other nonsense that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
This is bad. Higher prices for consumers, job wage cuts for workers. Bro. No, let's worry about Tony Khan, man. Don't you, man? I can't wait for AEW to die with this Netflix merger. Bro, it's not about wrestling. This runs deeper than fucking pro wrestling.
Yeah.
This runs deeper than Tony Khan. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. I will be in the comment sections looking at what you guys think. Follow me on social media at JDCamillo206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications, and please go and check out all the great content on the channel. There is plenty of it. We were live for Raw, post-show after Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night Titans, episode 123. Great discussion between me and Solid Monster. Wednesday night, I was live solo with the Dynamite post-show, and then Friday, for the finals of the John Cena Last Time in that tournament, Gunther, LA Knight. Gunther goes on to wrestle John Cena in a week and a half in Washington, D.C. at Saturday Night's Main Event. My thoughts and opinions on that, go check that out. And I'll have more content as long as it's available right here this weekend on Off the Script. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it, man. It's over now. It's done now. That's it, man. Finish with this motherfucking finish with this stream. I'm going to go get out to the living room. I'm going to the living room and clean up the dog waste. You'll be seeing me on you'll be seeing me on another video at least. I'll be tomorrow. I'll do another video or not. I'll do another video tomorrow. If you're wait for me, man. Wait for me at least tomorrow, or at least the day after. Finish with the screen. I'm out before it acts up again.